If you're watching this video, that means you have received your summertime art box through the letterbox and you have probably opened it up. Now inside your box that came through the post, you should have 3 little packages inside. One of them should say lollipops, the other should say summertime festival crown, and then the other one should say colourful dream catcher. So there are 3 projects and I'm going to show you today how to make those 3 projects. So open up your first package. Let's start with lollipops. Inside your package you will find some slime, you will find some little gems, you will find some lollipop sticks, some cake holders and a couple of stickers. Now what we're going to make is we are going to make 2 different types of lollipops. Lollipops, good enough to eat. Okay, so we're starting off with our slightly easiest project, which is our lollipops. And then we're going to build up to the slightly more complicated ones. So start off by taking your putty or slime out of its little bag, and it should be really nice and moist. And then you're just going to take your lollipop stick and push it into the end, and you're then just going to make a lollipop shape of your choice onto the end of your lollipop stick. And this putty will dry in a few hours exactly how you leave it. So it's not going to stay all slimy like this. It will stay in the shape that you put it in. So I'm putting mine onto the table, just going to flatten it out a little bit. Don't stick it down too much to the table or it will be difficult to get off. Okay, so once I'm happy with the shape of that, then I'm going to use my little beads. So they look like little sprinklings, and I'm just going to simply pour them, a bit messy this one, onto the surface and just push them into the top of my modelling clay or my putty. And it's looking a little bit like one of my favourite ice lollies, which is a knobbly bobbly. Love those. Okay, and then if you want to turn it over and do the other side, you can. Or if you want to cover the whole thing, then you can. Okay, so then I'm just going to clean my surface a little bit. That's my first lollipop left to one side. My second one, I've got my lollipop stick here, and I've got 2 cupcake holders. I'm going to just use a pair of scissors. So if you've got some scissors at home that you're allowed to use, then use those. If not, then you don't have to do the cutting part, but give it a go if you would like. I'm going to just simply cut into my cupcake holder all the way around, almost like a little sun, so that what you can see there is that it's gone nice and flat. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue that was in the package, and I'm going to put that onto the inside of the yellow cupcake holder. I've got my stickers. I'm going to stick some of my stickers on the inside. And then a little bit of glue onto the back of my lollipop stick. Okay, so what we've got here is 2 completely different types of lollies. In your second parcel, you will find your summertime festival crown and lots of fun things inside. This is one of my favourite projects. You will find yourself 3 strips of card that are going to be put together to make the crown, some more cake holders, some paper doilies, a little bag that's got some stickers and some feathers inside, some clear stickers that are going to stick your crown together and some little leaves. Summertime festival crown, you're going to start by making the actual crown part. You need to take your clear stickers that look like this, and you're going to attach your strips of card together. So I'm just going to put one clear sticker just like that, and then the other clear sticker like that. So what I've got here is just a long piece of card that is going to fit all the way around your head. Okay, so you're going to decorate the middle section and then half of the other section here as well on each side. Okay, so we're going to start off by adding on our paper doilies. So I'm going to line up where I want my paper doilies to go. I'm going to use my glue stick and I'm just going to put glue into the center. I've got one just in the middle here and then one on each end. And then you should see there's a little bit on each side of your crown just left over. That's where we're going to fix the crown together round the back of your head. So we don't need to worry about decorating those bits. Okay, once your paper doilies are stuck on, then you can think about how you want to decorate the rest of your crown. So in your pack, you'll see there are some leaves, there are some feathers, and there are some cupcake holders which might be a little bit flat because they've been in a tiny little box. But if you open them out, just like this, and flatten them, just leave them all out separately, and then we can reshape them into some nice floral shapes that are going to go onto your crown. So then just lay out where you want things to go. I'm going to stick this blue one onto my paper doily just there, this orange one onto my paper doily just there, just like that. Then I'm going to have a go at cutting again. So again, if you've got some scissors that you're allowed to use, then you could have a go at doing this too. I'm going to cut all the way around. Then I'm going to do one long line through the middle, and I'm just going to fold. Can you see that's just made the cupcake a little bit smaller? So I've cut, and then I'm going to just fold it in, and then that way it will really show up when you put it onto the inside. Just like that. I'm going to do the same with this one here, so I'm going to cut all the way around the edge. And then I'm going to cut one long strip, and then I'm going to fold and stick. Stick that on the inside. And you might want to start sticking your stickers in too, so I'm going to put a nice pink one in the middle there. I might put a yellow one in the middle here. Okay, now your leaves and your feathers are not probably going to stick on very well with your Pritt stick. So in your pack you should find some tape as well. And you can just tape your leaves onto your doilies. You can hide the sellotape or the tape behind the cupcake holders if you don't want to see it. Or if you do, if you want to make it a feature, then that's fine as well. My little feathers are quite light, so I actually might try sticking some of those in with some glue. Some of those are going on the inside. And then if you've got any stickers left over, you can stick them anywhere you like. Right, now that is my finished crown. If I lift it up, you can see. The next thing you're going to do, and I'll show you how to do this, is try and fit this onto your head. And you are going to need to find your grown-up to help you with this, to put it around your head and just stick it together so that it fits. Now, once your crown's done, then you're going to need to ask your parent to help you. So put it around the back of your head, and then when it fits, you're going to take your sticky clear stickers and just ask your grown-up to stick 1 or 2 of those in place so that it's held in place. And your last project in the box is going to be your colourful dream catcher, which I would love for you to hang in your own bedroom when you've finished. And your package includes a hoop, some yarn, and attached to that is a little plastic needle, some brown thread, and some strips of fabric, and then 1 larger piece of lace. For your colourful dream catcher, you will need a pair of scissors. You will need to take your hoop and lay it on top of your fabric, because what you have got to do is cut yourself a circle shape to fit inside the hoop. So you could draw around it with a pencil or a pen if you have one at home. If not, I will show you how to just simply cut around it like this without using any drawing. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm turning mine ever so slightly as I cut, so I'm just keeping my scissors straight. If it goes a little bit wonky, it doesn't matter too much. You can always trim it again afterwards. Okay, so then you can take your hoop away and you've got your circle shape. What you're then going to do is you're going to use your chunky needle and your thread to sew the top part of your lace onto the dream catcher so that it stays in place. We're not going to sew the bottom part because we're going to be attaching lots of fabrics and things onto that. So what you're going to do first of all is tie a knot by making a hoop or circle shape with your thread and pulling it through so that you've got a knot at the end. Okay, if that's really fiddly for you to do, then ask a grown-up to just knot the bottom of your thread for you. Then take your lace and your hoop, and you're going to start with your chunky needle at the back and find yourself just a little hole in the lace. You're going to pull your chunky needle up from the back onto the front, and what you will notice is that your knot is on the back of your lace. So you're going to leave that there, and now all you're doing is you're just twisting your thread and your chunky needle around the back of the hoop, and you're making just ring shapes, circle shapes, round and round and round and round the hoop. So we're going to do the same thing over and over and over. So we go from the back, find a little hole in your lace, pull your thread through, we go over the side of the hoop, up from the back, always up from the back to the front, and what you can see is happening is that the thread is just gradually twisting around the hoop. If this is really tricky and it looks really complicated, then what you can do is you can just rewind the video and just keep looking and listening carefully to how I've explained it. Okay, so you come up from the back, and then when you have done, let's count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've done 7 stitches. then that is enough, because my lace is definitely attached to my hoop now. Then what I can do is just simply cut my needle off, and I'm just going to leave that bit of pink thread hanging, because there's going to be lots of things hanging down anyway. So now that's attached, the next thing that I'm going to do is take some of my really super colourful fabrics that are inside my box, and I'm going to just lay them where I think they'll look good. So for now, I'm just pulling them over the hoop. I'm not doing anything with them just yet. I'm putting them into an order that I think is going to look good. So I have my red one going over here. A yellow one next to it. And you can see it's starting to take shape as a dream catcher, just a little bit. Right, now I'm happy with all the colours and how that's all going to look when it's hanging down. So the next thing that I've got to do is try to tie a knot. And I'm going to show you really slowly and carefully how to do this. So you've got your fabric on each side of the dream catcher hoop. You need to make a circle shape like you did when you were making a knot with your thread. And then you take one end of your fabric and push it through the circle shape. And then you pull it tight and you have created a knot. And so you can see now that fabric is attached to the dream catcher. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing for every piece of fabric that's hanging over. So I make a circle, I twist it tight, make my circle, put the end through and twist it tight. And you will notice also in your pack that you've got some long suede brown thread. It's quite thick. And we're going to use that to make the handle of our dream catcher, and then any extra we can leave hanging down. So I'm simply going to tie this at the top of my dream catcher. Should be getting quite well practiced at doing knots. You might need a little bit of help if you're quite young. Still, then you might need a little bit of help with this one. And the rest of these I'm just going to cut, and I'm going to add some brown. There we go. Now everything's attached now. So the next thing is that when I hang it up, I'm just going to trim everything so that it's all in one line, because at the moment everything is in different lengths. And I would like all of my string and all of my yarn to be in the same length. So I'm just simply going to cut all my fabrics, just trim them at the bottom to the length that I want them to be. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to hang it up so you can have a look. And there we have your dream catcher ready to hang in your bedroom. Well done you if you've done all three of your activities. That last one was pretty tricky as well, so if you managed to do all that sewing, then well done. I would love to see photographs of what you've made, so if your adults are on Facebook or Instagram, then you could ask them to send the pictures in to me, because I would just love to see how you've been getting along. And if you really enjoyed what you've done today, then head over to our website, www.alovelylittleartroom.com, where you can buy other themed boxes. We have a monster box and we have an under the sea box with completely different activities, nothing like what we've done today. And if you look on our Instagram page, you can have a little look at what those things are all about, and follow our blog as well to get ideas for things to do at home in the holidays. And I really hope you had fun. I definitely had fun, and I really hope to see you guys again soon. See you later. Bye.